Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about entities in HTML. HTML character entities. What does that mean? Some characters have a special meaning in HTML, like the less than sign that define the start of an HTML tag. For example, whenever we try to write anything onto the web browser, it takes it as it is inside the HTML. So if we want to show something like A less than B, it will be taking this less than symbol as a start symbol or an angular bracket inside the HTML. So it will think a tag is getting opening, but actually we are trying to represent the less than sign. So in that case, we need to have some special characters which are called as character entities. If we want the browser to actually display these characters, we must insert character entities in place of the actual character themselves. That means instead of putting a less than sign, we'll have to put a particular format for it to know that we are trying to write a less than sign. So syntax of character entities, there is a particular pattern that we need to follow to write these entities. A character entity has three parts. The first part is the ampersand symbol. The second is the entity name, by the name with what it has been known. And finally, a semicolon. So this is the syntax of character entity, an ampersand, an entity name, and finally a semicolon. In the previous videos also we have seen name based on the tags. Like if we have a horizontal rule to be drawn, we have an HR tag. If we have break to be written, we have a BR tag. So same way the character entities are also represented in that format. Only the syntax is you need to write an ampersand followed by the entity name followed by the semicolon. So for example, if I want to write a less than sign, the value is LT, which stands for less than and a colon. So it will display a less than symbol when the and means we are beginning a special character. The semicolon means ending a special character, and the letter in between are sort of an abbreviation for what it's for. So that's how LT is an abbreviation for less than sign. So and as the beginning, semicolon as the ending, and in between the abbreviation of a particular term that you want to display. Lot of common character entities that we'll be using inside HTML. So I have taken some of the most common character entities that we require the most. So one is the non-breaking space, because whenever we put a space bar in our HTML, it is not considered as a space onto the browser page. By default, it leaves one space. But if you want it to leave more than one space, then you need to use a special character that and NBSP semicolon, which will help you to leave one space. Like we saw, when we have to have a break of a line, we have to write BR tag. If you want multiples of break line, you have to repeat that tag multiple times. Similarly, if you want multiples of spaces, you'll have to repeat and NBSP semicolon multiple times to get that space coming up. Similarly, there is an entity number also. If you don't remember NBSP, but actually that's an easy method to remember because it is called as non-breaking space. So NBSP is the abbreviation version of non-breaking space, and even you can give it as an entity number as and hashtag 160 semicolon. When you have to give an entity number, you need to mention the hashtag for it. Similarly, for less than is abbreviated as LT, greater than is abbreviated as GT, ampersand is abbreviated as AMP, quotation mark is abbreviated as QOT, apostrophe is abbreviated as APOS, avoiding it. So most of the things that we'll be using is non-breaking space, less than, greater than, ampersand and quotation mark. The next is we have more symbol entities. Symbol entities means onto a web browser, you must have seen many a times they have written copyright protected. Now the copyright protected is a C symbol. It's a C with a circular on it, which says it's a copyright protected symbol. We very well seeing the symbol understand it's a copyright protection. Onto our web browser, how do we display that? For that also we have special character entities. So those are called as symbol entities. So there are few symbol entities which are going to display a symbol when you try to run that. So as I said about copyright, you'll have to write and copy semicolon. It will display a copyright symbol onto your page. For registered trademark, you need to write and reg. So registered is abbreviated as reg semicolon. Many of the websites for this construction companies and all where they show that they have been registered, there this registered symbol comes into picture. Same way, if you're talking about currency, you need to show euro, yen, pound, cent. So these are the symbols, entity name, abbreviated format to remember so that we can show those symbols onto our page whenever our browser requires to show that onto the screen. Also display emojis in HTML. Now it's a time where whenever we are trying to chat or whenever trying to send some messages, we don't send a message without an emoji in it. Either we have a thumbs up, either we have a smile, or we have something as an emoji that makes a person laugh or understand what is our mood all about. So onto our HTML page also we have emojis. We can display emojis onto our HTML page as well with the help of character values. So what are basically emojis? As I said, emojis are kind of expressions which looks like images or icons, but they are actually not, because they are letter characters from the UTF-8, that is the Unicode character set. From there you come to know what is exactly an emoji in HTML. It's not an image, it's not an icon, but it looks like an image and it is created using a character entity. We have few emoji symbols and they have specific value. Now emojis cannot be abbreviated, like less than is abbreviated as LT, greater than is abbreviated as GT, copyright protected is abbreviated as copy, but emojis cannot be abbreviated because they represent different meanings in different scenario. We'll be using a smiley face for a lot of different things, even if it's happy, even if we are just smiling a bit, just that expression to go or the other person to be happy, it's a smile. Into your keyboard, when you click on that emoji symbol, you can see a lot of symbols for a particular task. So we cannot remember emojis based on their name. So we have emojis with a value that has been mentioned. So depending on the values, what emoji you want to display, you need to write those specific value and that emoji will be displayed onto the screen. We don't use much of these, but yes, if you want something to be displayed in a pattern where you are appreciating someone, like on your web page you have some comments and somebody has commented very good about your product or about your website or about anything, you want to give them a smile, you need to have that smiling emoji. Now for that you need to write that emoji value, then only that emoji will be displayed onto their website. So that is how we have this emoji symbol. So there are many for smile, laugh, cry, and some for the different icons like bag and etc. These are few that I have listed which will be using more for our website purposes or into the web development. We understood what are special character entities and how they are being displayed onto the screen. We'll be seeing a small demo of few of the character entities to see how we write and how it is getting displayed onto a web page. So let's start with the demo of the entities in HTML. So let's start with the working demo of entities in HTML. I have kept my structure ready for HTML. I'm just giving a title to my page as entities, and I'll be saving this page so you can see the b.html has changed to entities. Now we saw that we can write abbreviation as less than greater than. Let's see if I have to write A less than B, then what it will be displaying onto the screen. You can see it is displaying only A. So when I write A less than B, we can see only A is getting displayed onto the screen. Less than B is not getting displayed because it thinks it's a starting of a new tag. So for that reason, what we need to do is instead of less than, we need to write what? The special characters. That is A less than colon. This now. It has to give me A less than B. So you can see the less than symbol has come up onto my screen with the abbreviated version of less than which I have mentioned. Similarly, I can give a greater than as well. So I need to give B greater than and I give it as C. So it will display me the greater than symbol. So you can see B greater than C. If I want to give a break, I need to give a break. Then only it will be displaying me onto my next page. So for the less than, it is an NT colon. That is a less than symbol, abbreviated format for less than. Same is for greater than, and we can mention. Now if I want a space in between, like I want to mention D greater than E. Now for D greater than E, I need to give what? And GT greater than. And if I want to display this onto my screen, I can see this. Now if I give multiples of space in between and I try to save and I try to run, it will still show me the same value. So in that case, I need to give what? And NBSP semicolon. When I give an and NBSP semicolon, it has given me one space. So depending on the number of spaces that we want, we can give the number of NBSP. So we can see that NBSP has come up. Similarly, if I want to give something as a copyright symbol, so we saw that we need to write and copy semicolon. So when I write and copy semicolon, I will be getting the copyright symbol onto my page. Same way I can do for and registered. So I will be getting the registered trademark symbol for it. We saw by writing and copy and registered, we are getting the specific value onto the page. Similarly, for different symbols also, we just need to follow the entities and it will be displaying those things onto the screen. We saw even an emoji that can be displayed. So let's see how is the emoji built. I've copied one code of emoji and let's see what is going to display. So it is going to display me a smiley face. So this is not an image that I have inserted. It is not an icon, but it is coming through the value. So we can just keep following the values which I have put up in my PPT and it will be displaying the same things to me onto my screen. All about entities in HTML in the form of symbols, characters and even emojis. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please hit the like button. Do share it with everyone. Do subscribe to my channel and keep watching. Thank you.